This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, demolition rubble found dumped in the Clutha River shocks a local resident. 50 new affordable units become available in a brand new apartment complex with help from local and national government in Queenstown. And Bunny's best run and hide as preparations for the Alexandra Lion Club's Great Easter Bunny Hunt get underway. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. A Balclutha resident is shocked to find demolition rubble has been dumped in the Clutha River this week. Suzanne Schofield believes she knows which buildings the large broken blocks are from and is concerned about river pollution.
Breeze blocks, large chunks of concrete, tin and more has been dumped in the Clutha River.
On Wednesday morning I came to look and this is what I found. It's, as far as I can tell, without actually doing forensic stuff, it's the wall rubble from the old Hammer Hardware building, and it's just been pushed into the river, presumably in the aim of trying to provide some erosion protection to the bank, which is eroding quite badly here. But this it's rubbish. We don't know what's in it. We don't know what's going to leach into the river, and it's just not appropriate.
Suzanne Schofield's husband spotted a truck dumping fill on the riverbank behind the Balclutha Aerodrome and let her know. She says given the sensitive nature of rivers, particularly in Te Ao Māori, she believes whoever has dumped this material isn't thinking of the greater good.
It's all just going to wash down the river on the riverbed and become pollutants and affect the birds that roost around here, the fish in the river. We get New Zealand sea lions up here occasionally. They're all going to be affected potentially by what's here.
She's shocked with what's been dumped in their beautiful river and is concerned about the environmental impact, particularly on some of the bird species which are familiar sights around the Clutha.
Around the area here we get occasional dotterels, we see New Zealand pipits. There's quite a large number of endangered birds that do hang around here, which is an urban environment and makes it really quite special.
Schofield says it's a beautiful spot, but the fresh deposits of plasterwork, metal components, rebar and plastic piping aren't enhancing the natural environment. In Balclutha, The South Today.
Some of the expected 40,000 people began flooding through the gates of the Wanaka A&P show today. Trade exhibitors spent the last week setting up marquees, while volunteers made sure the showgrounds were spick and span. Organisers have introduced new guidelines and practices and a move towards making it more environmentally sustainable. There were fears the show would have to be cancelled or postponed because of increased COVID alert levels, but the return to level 1 meant the annual event is able to go ahead. And you can expect more coverage of this year's Wanaka A&P show in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. 50 new affordable units are available in a brand new apartment building near Queenstown. The scheme comes with help from the government and Queenstown Lakes District Council.
An apartment project near Queenstown with affordable units is now ready to be bought and rented thanks to help from the government and Queenstown Lakes District Council. New residents of the recently completed Toru Apartments in Remarkables Park are all set to move into their new homes. Of the 78 units available, the Queenstown Lakes Community Housing Trust has agreed to purchase 50. Housing Minister Megan Woods attended the opening.
I think this building is an excellent model where there's different ways of having that warm, dry, secure home. It could be through social housing, it could be through an affordable rental, or it could be through owning it through secure housing or a progressive home ownership model.
The Community Housing Trust say it's been phenomenal having the support from the government.
Which is a massive deal for us because otherwise we were planning to have to borrow that from the bank. And given the situation post-COVID, that was looking really challenging for us. So it's phenomenal to have that support from the government.
The Secure Home scheme is a New Zealand first, in which buyers purchase the properties through a 100-year lease arrangement and the trust retains ownership of the land in perpetuity.
All those households will receive an income-related rent, so that means that MSD sets the rent at a price they can afford, and then the government tops us up to market rent, so we get a full market rent.
People have been living in campsite cabins, while others have waited 2 years for the chance to buy their own home. Queenstown Lakes Mayor Jim Bolt says it was a marvellous model, with apartments being sold for between $220,000 and $320,000 depending on the size. In Queenstown, the South Today.
New Zealand band Crowded House lived up to its name at a hot, sweaty and completely full Dunedin Town Hall last night. The concert was the second in the band's To the Island tour, after the first 5 concerts, all in the North Island, were postponed due to COVID-level restrictions. Cantabrians got to see the new family lineup of Finn, his 2 sons Liam and Alroy, along with original member bassist Nick Seymour and keyboardist Mitchell Froome on Wednesday night. In Dunedin during the 2-hour performance, Neil Finn told the capacity crowd Nick Seymour flew in from Ireland for the tour, while keyboardist Mitchell Froome travelled from the United States, all completing managed isolation ahead of the tour. Alexandra's rabbit population is about to take a hit. The area's ongoing rabbit problem will soon be the focus of Alexandra's Lion Club's Great Easter Bunny Hunt, taking place over Easter.
You don't want to be a rabbit in central Otago this Easter, with hunters aiming to significantly reduce the population.
I'm picking with a 2-day event. If we don't get 10,000, I'll be surprised.
Convener of the Alexandra Lions Club's Great Easter Bunny Hunt, Dave Ramsey, is pleased they can finally host the event again, following a 3-year hiatus, due to a variety of reasons.
Yeah, well, it's been unfortunate circumstances. We've had the release of the virus by the Regional Council, then we had extreme fire risk in 19 and in 20. Of course, we had the COVID situation, so that's the reason for 3 years of hindrance.
Ramsey says the bunny hunt is due to be held over 2 nights instead of 24 hours, beginning 8 a.m. Friday, April the 2nd, going until noon on Easter Sunday. He says hunters are coming from far and wide to take part.
We're as far north as Wanganui this year, and one guy's coming on his own all the way from Auckland, having it as part of a holiday, but is very keen to compete. So it's got a bit of national appeal, and there's some pretty keen shooters out there that want to do some damage.
Property owners have made 18 farms available for teams to shoot on, with 22 teams of 12 shooters registering to take part. Ramsey says the event has a new base this year.
Yeah, well, in 2021 we've got a change of venue. We'll be basing ourselves at the old Alexandra Racecourse, owing to various reasons, but it should prove to be a good event out there, and it's away from the public eye a wee bit.
The last year the hunt was held in 2017, a team from Rangiora shot 875 of the 7,601 rabbits killed. This year, Ramsey hopes competitors can significantly beat that total. In Alexandra, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, a local short film is winning awards around the globe, showing how Dunedin filmmakers can make a career out of film and TV. So catch this and more after the break.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores have got a deal for you. We're going hard, we're going early, so we've gone hard on the prices, 50% off, a great selection. Shorts, look at all these shorts. T-shirts, they're all half price. Check out all those tees along there. What about all these ones down here? Also at a great saving, 50% off. We're going hard, we're going early. Polo shirts, short sleeve shirts, there's such a variety.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear. Go hard, go early, summer sale. Don't miss this one.
Ah, TV, our favourite babysitter. But it can be tough keeping up with what our tamariki are watching. Luckily, the Broadcasting Standards Authority has made some smart changes to the classification labels. Ooh! Plus changes to the time of day certain rated shows will air, and awesome new parental lock features, meaning your babysitter's job is safe. Find out more at safeviewing.co.nz.
Absolutely good time, you should come.
Welcome back. St Kilda Beach will be the focus of a community clean-up tomorrow to recognise Sea Week in the city. Keep Dunedin Beautiful says more than 80% of the litter and pollution found in our oceans and waterways comes from land. The event has been run in collaboration with Our Seas, Our Future and the Department of Conservation and is set to run for a couple of hours from 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Dunedin people wanting to take part are invited to meet at Marlow Park just before 10 a.m. The local short film Winter's Blight, detailing an elderly man's survival during a harsh winter, is winning awards around the globe. Public funding has meant Dunedin filmmakers can go on to a career in film and TV.
The short film Winter's Blight, made in Dunedin, detailing an elderly man's survival during a harsh winter, is winning awards around the globe. Producer and cinematographer John Wilson says they rented out the cheapest place in town and filmed over 2 cold winters.
We built a set which is probably like 4 metres by 5 metres with a cyc around it, and built a ceiling rig. So we built like a mini film studio.
Former Otago Polytechnic student Claire Campbell was the central creative force on the team and employed multiplane technology as used by Disney from 1933. Their own setup was built at Otago Polytechnic.
Otago Polytechnic kind of helped us finance and build it, and also gave us a space to use it.
Wilson says a big problem with short films is people have run out of energy and money to show it at festivals when it's finished. Winter's Blight first premiered at the New Zealand International Film Festival with help from Dunedin City Council.
Our film, I think, speaking as a proud producer, shone out against other films. So we were really proud, and from there the film went to Nepal, went to Montreal, the States, the UK, and kind of, I think it was like 25 international festivals.
As a result from making the film, Claire has gone on to work at a top New Zealand animated program.
in terms of this film, it's kind of achieved everything we wanted to achieve, and it's kind of brought quality film production, show that people in Dunedin have got those skills to do it.
Last night, Winter's Blight was showcased alongside another local short film, The Blue Lake. The film was made with help from Short Film Otago, Natural History New Zealand and the Dunedin City Council. In Dunedin, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we take a look at changes made to the Highlanders team ahead of their match against the Blues this Sunday. And we have the weather for you heading into the weekend. So see you after the break.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores have got a deal for you. We're going hard, we're going early, so we've gone hard on the prices, 50% off, a great selection. Shorts, look at all these shorts. T-shirts, they're all half price. Check out all those tees along there. What about all these ones down here? Also at a great saving, 50% off. We're going hard, we're going early. Polo shirts, short sleeve shirts, there's such a variety.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear, go hard, go early, summer sale. Don't miss this one.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Thanks for staying with us. Kiwi boxer Joseph Parker is the sports star police allege is linked to a major international drug importation and supply conspiracy. Parker has not been charged in relation to the case. The former heavyweight champion has fought to keep his name secret at several hearings in the High Court and Court of Appeal during the past 2 years. Today, the Supreme Court ended Parker's bid for secrecy, ordering his name suppression to expire. The country's top court declined to grant him leave to appeal a decision by the Court of Appeal on October 16th, which dismissed a challenge of an earlier High Court decision not to grant permanent name suppression. The Highlanders have made some changes to their side to take on the Blues on Sunday. Prop Ethan de Groot stats along with Liam Colton in the front row, while Manaki Selby Rickett will begin the game at lock. James Lentjes gets his first start for a year, while Hugh Renton makes a starting debut for the side. Aaron Smith will start at halfback. Michael Collins comes in into the midfield, and Connor Garden-Bishop is slotted in at fullback. The Golden Hunter Memorial Trophy is up for grabs in this match, as it's currently held by the Blues. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Demolition rubble found dumped in the Clutha River shocks a local resident who's concerned about river pollution. 50 new affordable units become available in a brand new apartment complex with help from local and national government in Queenstown. And Bunny's best run and hide as preparations for the Alexandra Lion Club's Great Easter Bunny Hunt get underway. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Grey Page.
Good
what
evening.
have you got for us? It's the weekend.
Saturday paper, so always plenty of reading in that. It's the highlight of my week. Breakfast in the ODT on a Saturday morning. So our lead story is some growing concerns about maternity levels in Central Otago. Midwives in the area who we've spoken to saying it's really only a matter of time before lives are lost, or there's some serious loss if the situation doesn't improve. We've had previous stories about a lack of facilities up there, but this is kind of another level in terms of women who experience emergencies and difficulties during birth and then need to be transported to other areas. Other areas are turning them away because they don't have the staff and the cover as well. There was a situation recently where a woman from Central Otago required care, was looking to be transferred to either Queen Mary or Southland, but neither of those hospitals were in a position to take her, so she ended up in Timaru Hospital.
See, that's almost unacceptable. You never would think in this day and age that we would be at risk of losing babies during childbirth. But
no, I totally agree. And a lot of the midwives up there say the situation is just getting worse. I mean, there's talk of new birthing units for both Wanaka and Dunstan Hospital. But the bottom line is there's not enough staff, not enough midwives available, and the Southern District Health Board, who we've spoken to well about this story, is saying that they are aware of that. They are trying to resolve the situation and bring more people into the industry, but yeah, difficult to do. And I mean, they work long hours. If you work at an hourly rate, it's not a great rate to be working. They're
no,
on call.
Not when they're on call and basically all the time.
Exactly.
So they do need to look at this.
So we have had a lot leave the industry. So yeah, big issue there. We've got a lovely story about a Wakawaiti woman, Ashley Thompson. Now her mum Donna Hewitt, died of cancer in the hospice last year. So she decided she wanted to do something for the hospice and was going to make 100 dozen cheese rolls and raise $1,000 for the hospice. But it got out of control, and she's now making something like 800 plus dozen cheese rolls, and will end up raising $10,000 for the hospice on the back of this. So yeah, she was going to cut it off at 300, then 500, but has just let it run, and now she's had to get together a team of volunteers to help her make these cheese rolls, which they're doing next month. But a great initiative, and $10,000 for the hospice. It's brilliant effort. Day one of the Wanaka show today. We're a beautiful day, big crowd up there. We're up there, lots of stories and photographs in tomorrow's paper, and we'll have a bit of coverage on our website throughout the weekend as well. Sport, America's Cup. There were a few long faces around Auckland after Luna Rossa won the first race today. They won quite convincingly, and I think people are starting to get a bit nervous, but Team New Zealand has bounced back in the second race, I can confirm. We'll have full coverage of that in our sports section. Also plenty on the Highlanders as well, as you mentioned, going to Auckland to take on the Blues, and with COVID levels dropping in Auckland, there will be a big crowd up there for a Sunday afternoon match, which is a bit of a novelty.
Oh no, is it Gordon Hunter Memorial Cup
yes,
up for grabs
it
too?
It is. That's always for those, he coached both sides at Super Rugby level over the years, so he was a great man, Gordy Hunter. And weekend mix as well, plenty of reading in that for a Saturday.
Fantastic. So there's plenty in tomorrow's paper, and you can catch all of that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view, looking through foliage on the outside world from Bath Street. Looking at the situation, a fine weekend ahead with plenty of sunshine, which will be great for sporting events. Becoming warmer inland, but breezy northeasterlies on the coast. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, expect sunny skies and light winds here, with 19 degrees in Greymouth and 18 degrees in Westport. To the northeast up to Waipounamu, sunny with moderate winds for Blenheim, heading for a high of 21 degrees, while similar but slightly cooler in Nelson with 19. Moving to Canterbury, it's sunny with moderate winds or overcast with light winds for this area. Kaikoura, you head for 18 degrees and can expect a sunny day with moderate winds. Christchurch is overcast with 18 degrees too and light winds. And Ashburton is the pick of the bunch with 22 degrees, sun and a few moderate winds thrown in. To the southern towns, light winds and fine weather mostly for everyone here. with 19 degrees for the Catlins and Balclutha, and slightly higher for Gore and Lumsden with 20 degrees. Winds will tend to be northeasterly in the Catlins. Moving to Central Otago, light winds with a fine day for all here, which is great for the Wanaka show, with 21 degrees in Queenstown and 22 degrees for both Wanaka and Alexandra. Similar in Te Anau with fine weather, moderate westerlies and a high of 18 degrees. Moving to the northern towns, moderate northeasterlies and fine weather on the coast for Timaru with 20 degrees, and Oamaru reaches 19 degrees. It's similar inland with light winds and fine weather with 22 degrees in Twizel and 23 in Amarama. In Dunedin, fine tonight with an overnight low of 8. And it's mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with scattered cloud and northeasterly winds becoming fresh and gusty, looking at a high of 19 and a low of 9. And it's warmer on Sunday with moderate north to northwesterly winds, mostly fine and sunny with some light high cloud, but looking at a high of 23 and a low of 14. And in Invercargill, fine and cold tonight with an overnight low of 6 degrees. Mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with light westerlies, a high of 19 and a low of 8. And it's similar weather on Sunday, but with moderate northwesterlies developing, looking at a decent high of 22 and a low of 11. And that's all from the South Today team for this Friday, and in fact the week. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening and a lovely weekend. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.